Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday morning distributor training, new distributor training. My name is Fred Holmes. It's my privilege to welcome you to this morning's special edition, and welcome to my home office. As you can see, I'm back from Salt Lake City and back where I should be right now, working away. I'm excited about this morning's training. I'm going to do something a little bit different. For those of you that are regular attendees, you'll know that I typically go through the foundational elements of building a network marketing business, the kinds of things that were taught to me over 30 years ago. And we're going to do a little something different. And here's the reason why. This is our first Saturday back from the 2017 ZEJA convention. Without question, the largest, most significant convention the ZEJA's ever had, and certainly of the, I believe now, 9 conventions that I have actually attended with this company. And to kind of illustrate what's happened since convention, we had, for those of you that have been maybe checking out Facebook this morning, we've had an extraordinary number of rank advancements this past cycle. In just the last 7 days since convention, extraordinary. We've had, rank advancements to, white gold, gold, silver, bronze, and this is all coming from some of our newest people. We actually had one couple, Militia and Mo out of Calgary. They drove to the convention in Salt Lake City, made a decision on Friday night to join the business. They'd actually drove to the convention, I have no idea how far that is, to check us out. And even with just that partial exposure on Thursday and Friday, made a decision to come into ZEJA. They purchased a diamond pack, then drove back to Calgary in time to be able to celebrate their son's birthday. And with just a few days here in the cycle, they rank advanced to Builder 500. And they didn't even get their product until Thursday. So what I'm sharing with you is we are starting to see the very leading edge of what is going to be the breakout year in ZEJA International. Something that I've spoken about for for a long time. Some of you have heard the stories. David Moses and myself, back in the early days when we were building, grinding away, when the company was real tiny, we had one product. During, when we'd get finished with the day, which was typically, 10, 11 o'clock in the evening, California time, which made it like, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, David's time, that's when we got a chance to visit. And we would talk about what would happen when we could build ZEJA International. We could fill out the product offerings, where we could, develop the compensation plan, have the development of the infrastructure of the company, of the corporate leadership, and then finally the field leadership. When we could get to that point in time where we could actually do something significant with the growth of this company, the day that we were talking about is upon us. Okay, 2018 is the year. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to accomplish more in terms of new customers, new distributors, new product results, new rank advancements. We're going to do more in the next 12 to 18 months than we've done in the first 10 years with this company combined. And so what I did at the end of the convention, I did a Sunday session, post-convention session. There were probably, I'm going to guess, maybe 25, 30 people in attendance. This is something that Amy McKenzie, many of you recognize Amy's name. She's one of our top producers. She's an emerald with the company. Team Benz qualified, has a shiny new Mercedes-Benz. Amy McKenzie has done this for her organization and always allowed me an opportunity when everybody else is done with convention by Saturday night. I get to put in one more day. Thank you, Amy. But I did what I'm going to do right now this morning. I shared this with that team. And I have to tell you, several of those team members were part of this past week's rank advancements, and I was asked to go ahead and do the same thing again. And I decided to do it in this format because we got so many brand new people just getting started. This is the kind of information that professional network marketers understand. And I'm going to do that for you today. I put together a little PowerPoint presentation to make it a little bit easier to follow. But let me just check in here. Laura, I'm sorry I missed you as well at convention. Let's take a look here. Oh, I have Amy McKenzie. Amy, I hope you got in on time to hear me say nice things about you. And let's see who else we got here with us. Oh, very good. Oh, and Yolanda, one of our newest distributors. Good to have you with us. Okay. Oh, I see Cindy. Well, I'm not going to go through everybody. That's going to take most of the morning. What I want to do is I'm going to bring up this PowerPoint and I want to illustrate something that if you follow this formula, you can literally double whatever you could create in terms of income, growth in your organization, rank advancements, and what have you. You would literally be able to double all of 2018 in the next 8 weeks. And if I could show you what to do over the next 8 weeks that would literally double your income, whatever your income would have been for 2018, if you could double it, would that be something that you'd want to know? Would you want to have that information? And what I'm going to preface this with you for you. When I first got involved in network marketing, my first 2 years was with a company that provided tremendous training on the foundation of building a network marketing business, much of which I share on my regular Saturday morning new distributor training. I encourage you that if you're a new distributor, this is your first time to be part of a new distributor training, go to my YouTube channel, look for new distributor training. Okay, the new distributor training is something you need to get underneath your belt. You can go to youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, search for it there, you'll find it there. That information allowed me, after 2 years with that company, to join a second company. Now, first company was a great company, bad timing. It was the worst of timing with that company. So I joined the second company. Candidly, that company didn't have nearly as good products, but they had timing. Okay, I was able to get in ahead of the masses. And something I'd learned in that first 2 years, nobody taught me this. What I'm going to share with you, I had to figure this out by myself, and it took 2 years of full-time experience in the profession to actually figure this out. And so I'm going to save you 2 years by just telling you what I learned in that period of time. But to kind of emphasize how significant this could be, with that second company, I was able to go in 11 months from, square one, signing up as a distributor, getting some product. Within 11 months, I was able to rank advance to a position they called National Marketing Director. Volume-wise, it's probably something like, I don't know, maybe triple diamond, black diamond, something like that. But I was able to do that in record time. Nobody had ever done that before to achieve National Marketing Director in less than a year. And it was because of what I'm going to share with you right now. Now let me pull this up here because I want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. And all I got to do is figure out how to do that. Oh, screen share. There we go. And let's see. One upload. Where is it? I don't see it. Interesting. It should be there. Well, let me go find it. Hang on a second. Give me one moment. There we go. Yeah, let it load, let it load. Hang on one second. Just wanted to make sure you understood I was not. Here we go. And slideshow. Let's do it from the current side. And then let's go back to share screen. All right, have we got it yet? Let's cancel that and let me find it one more time. Stay with me, folks. I actually have this going on. Here we go. Share screen. All right, slideshow, current slide. All right, here we go. Now, what I'm gonna, how come that didn't go? There we go. All right, what you're looking at is the calendar for 2018. In our type of business, there is an ebb and flow of volume. All businesses have that. For instance, retail locations, they always focus on certain times a year with, the upcoming December time frame. There's a lot of retail businesses that will actually do, half of their year's volume, maybe even more than half their year's volume in the 30 days leading up to Christmas. Some companies, focus on holidays. It just depends upon the particular type of business. But in all businesses, there are different types of times of the year where there will be, significant increase in volume and decrease in volume. The multi-level marketing business, direct marketing, network marketing, we also have an ebb and flow, a cycle of volume throughout the year. However, this has nothing to do with seasons. It has nothing to do with, before school, January 1 weight loss, whatever. It is all psychological. Okay, it is psychologically driven sales growth. But here's what happens. Hopefully you can see my little pointer on the screen. The first quarter of the year, January, February, March, that has historically been the highest volume quarter of the entire multi-level calendar. Now, there's no good reason for it other than psychological. Here's the psychology. January 1 comes along. Everybody starts to do their New Year's resolutions. We're going to lose weight. We're going to get healthy, financially. We're going to do something this year. We're not going to live like we did last year. We want more out of life. And people have a psychological mindset because it's the beginning of a new year. We've closed the books on 2017. We're opening up the books on 2018. Everything's new and fresh. And now we're going to go to work. Now, that usually starts to happen a little bit about halfway through the month of January. But that January, February, March time frame can be the most productive, the highest volume in terms of percentage growth in the entire, one quarter of the year can really set the entire year up. Now, and it's a big if you focus on a daily method of operation, be consistent on a daily basis in the building of your business, you will develop some significant momentum during that first quarter. And if you do that, you will then go into the second quarter of the year, April, May, and June, with some significant momentum in your business. Now, momentum is an incredibly powerful part of this business. Once you get things going, they tend to keep on going and even accelerate. Now, somewhere around mid-June, we start to then enter the summer cycle. And again, it's psychological. It really has nothing to do with the time of the year. But we start entering the summer months, and now we've got vacations coming up, and the kids are out of school, and the weather's good. And the fact of life is, when you build an organization, you have to understand none of our distributors are our employees. Okay, our distributors are independent business owners, and because it's their part-time business and they're the owner, they get to give themselves time off. And so what you'll find is you will tend to have a lull, in some cases a retraction in your volume during the summer months. That tends to start up, around the middle of June or so, full blown in July and August. And then towards the end of August, as school starts to get going again, then what you have is this mindset, this psychological process where people start going, okay, the kids are going back to school, the summer's over, I'm going to buckle down, I really want to change things, I want to get things going in my business. And then you go into that final quarter of the year. September, you start to build momentum, October, November, December. And that 3-month period, starting somewhere towards the end of August, let's say the beginning of September, we get past Labor Day. September, October, November can be the second greatest volume months, or quarter, if you will, in the multi-level calendar. Now, here's what the challenge is. The ebb and flow of volume really has nothing to do with anything other than psychology, mindset. And so what I learned in those first 2 years in network marketing was to work counter-cyclically, to do it opposite of the masses. And one of the things that I learned, and I'll share this from my Zija experience, if you wait to the beginning of 2018 to really ramp it up, and there's a lot of good reasons for it. You know, we got the holidays, you know, Thanksgiving's just around the corner. It's actually almost a month away, but most people are thinking it's just around the corner, and it's, you know, can't be doing all the Zija business. You know, we got to be, you know, preparing for Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving? One meal, one day. And then the minute Thanksgiving's over with, then we've got, you know, Black Friday, and we got to prepare for Christmas. And you spend the whole month preparing for Christmas, and it's one day. But the psychology is most people tend to go to sleep, frankly, around the 20th of October, because you got to prepare for Halloween. Okay, I mean, to me, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. I remember back when I used to have a job, and make no mistake about it, I used to have a job. They gave me 1 day off for Thanksgiving and 1 day off for December, and they really didn't care what was going on in my life because those were the only days I got off. 1 day for November, or for Thanksgiving, 1 day for December. Now, what I learned in the network marketing profession is if you work opposite of the masses, you can make a fortune. Now, give you a little example here. When I first started in Zija, I started in January of 2008. And when the, you know, January, February, March had the potential for being the greatest volume months of the multi-level calendar, I walked into that period of time with no momentum. I was starting out. And the challenge with that is it takes 30, 60, 90 days actually to establish some momentum in your business. And I stayed very consistent. I worked those first 3 months. I stayed consistent. I kept, you know, staying after it. The daily method of operation, sharing the product, sharing the opportunity. April, May, June, and then when everybody else started thinking about vacation, I started to ramp things up. I started working harder at the end of June, more in July, more in August, and I walked into September with some momentum. And then I just kept my foot on the throttle, and I worked all the way through October, November, and December. Now, that first year, 2008, I created, working part-time from home, a full-time income. Now, it wasn't huge, okay? I wasn't an overnight success in Zija. What it was a make-a-living income, truck driver income. But let me tell you what happens when you focus on being consistent over a prolonged period of time. Half of the income I made for the entire year came in the last 3 months. Half of the entire year's income came in the last 3 months. And folks, it had nothing to do with what I was doing in the last 3 months. It had everything to do what I did in the first 9 months to create the momentum necessary to take advantage of this particular cycle. But what happened is I walked into the beginning of 2009 with full-blown momentum. I had been hitting it hard September, October, November, December of 2008, walked into the beginning of 2009, the 3 most productive months in the multi-level calendar. I had full-blown momentum, and by the end of 2009, my income was 5 times what it had been the previous year. And so I want to illustrate this for you. Let me see if I can prove this here. Let's just use the concept of what our business is all about. And for those of you that have been around for a while, you understand what do we do in Zija? And I'm not talking here about developing a customer base as much as developing a distribution organization and a consumer base. Let's just focus on the concept of starting with 2. Okay, let's go get 2 people. And whatever that reflects, let's say is starting in January, that might be 2 people a month. It might be 2 people through the entire three months, whatever. But start with 2 people. Now, the next thing we do when we get those 2 people, we get them in, get them trained, get them going, and we work with them and help them get their 2. And so we can double. And let's say we just do that formula there for the second quarter. And then what do we do with those 4 people? Get them in, get them trained, get them going, and help them get their first 2. And now we've got 8 people on the third level. And then we do it one more time, take those 8 and help them get their first 2. See, this is not about recruiting thousands of people, but rather start with a couple. Start with a couple of people like you, people that would like more income, more free time, more fun in their life. We're only looking for the people that are looking for us. And let's get those first 2. And then let's help them get their first 2. And then let's help them get their first 2. And this is the natural compounding effect that takes place in building a network marketing business. It's inevitable. It's an exponential growth process. It's inevitable if you stay consistent, share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same, that this is what's going to happen. Now, take a look at what we've got. Numbers are small in that first quarter. Numbers continue to be relatively small in the second quarter. You've got your first 2. They've been able to get 2. You got a total of 6 people as an example. In the third quarter, you start to get a little bit of growth, but the numbers are still relatively small. In the fourth quarter, if you stay consistent and you are persistent on a daily basis, look what happens in that fourth quarter. You literally have more business in the last quarter of the year than you had in the first 3 quarters combined. This is normal. Now, today's topic is what should you be doing over the next 8 weeks? Because some of you are going to miss this and you are literally going to cut your income in half next year because you miss what you could have done in the next, we're looking at about what? Not even 60 days. Just a few short weeks of consistent action can change everything. What would happen instead of waiting until January, the beginning of the most productive time of the year? What if we didn't wait until January? What if we engaged today? And now look what happens. If we're starting here in November and all we do is just get 2 people, we walk in to the beginning of the most productive quarter in the multi-level calendar with 6 people. And if we duplicate that, look what happens throughout the year. By the end of the year of 2018, you will have more than double the amount of volume, customers, distributors that you started with. And I'm going to leave this up here for just a moment because some of you are taking notes. Make no mistake about it. What I am sharing with you is the reason why people like myself, Amy McKenzie, David Moses, Pat Anderson, and all of the actively engaged, focused, high-level producers in Zija are rolling up our sleeves and working hard now. Because with just a few weeks in November, a few weeks in December, we can set up an environment where 2018 will literally double, in some cases triple in size for us compared to what would have happened if we simply relax a little bit after convention, get preparations for the holiday parties and then Thanksgiving and get our shopping done and the special presents for the kids and a little skiing in the winter or whatever you guys do in the snow. I really don't know what that is. People live in the snow. If you're focused on January 1, it could cost you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars next year. So I'm hoping that that has helped a little bit in terms of framing up the conversation for today. I didn't learn that from anybody, folks. I had to experience that. I had to spend 2 years in the trenches trying to figure out how to do this deal. And when I walked into the last company I was with, okay, and this goes back to mid 1987. When I walked into that company, I already understood this, and I did not take it for granted. I had a burning white hot desire to provide for my son, to create an environment where I had a significantly above average income, and to be able to have the time freedom to be with him. And in literally 8 years with that company, 10 years total in network marketing, I created an income that allowed me to retire 20 years earlier than most fellows would ever even think about retiring, and to do the kinds of things that most people dream about being able to do, but never have an opportunity to do it. And that whole concept of unintended consequences, because I did that then for the purposes of taking care of my son, what it did do is it enabled me to be in a position where, fast forward, something I never even thought about was my first grandchild, my first grandson, to be able to not work for 6 years, to be a stay-at-home grandpa, to be able to provide an environment where my son had the time necessary to mature, to become a parent and take over raising his child. And then to be able to make that decision to continue to stay retired and move home to take care of my elderly mother. This was, 10 years ago now. And I realized at that point in my life, had I not made the decisions back in the mid 80s and the late 80s to focus on building my business, I would never have had the opportunity to have those choices, those options available to me many, many years later. So right now, what I want to do, and folks, if you have questions, I want you to jot them down, because I'm going to do one more thing here for you. I'm going to help you identify a game plan to set up the next 8 weeks of this year, to rank advance, to be in a position where you can walk into January 1 with full-blown momentum in your business, whether you're starting today as a brand new distributor, whether you've already been around for a while and you've got a little bit of organization, maybe you've got a pretty good size organization, and now you want to rank advance to one of the higher levels, to get to platinum, to get to emerald, to get to diamond, B-Benz qualify, whatever it is. It's a simple formula. And I want to share that with you, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up for questions. So be prepared. Here's probably the simplest thing I can share with you of how to make a significant difference in your business. Number one, set a goal, okay? Folks, nobody ever gets where they intend to go if they don't have a destination. If you're a brand new person today, set a goal for January 1. Maybe it's a conservative goal. Maybe you want to be a bronze distributor. Okay, in the next 60 days between now and the beginning of 2018, a daily method of operation can get you to bronze and make you eligible for the Bronze Success Trip, the first major recognition and training event for new distributors. Maybe you want to be a gold. Okay, especially let's say you've got a little bit of business going already. Maybe you've got a few distributors, a few customers. Maybe your goal will be gold. Okay, that's great. Get solid gold, and you can now have the company paying for your new Mercedes-Benz. Some of you that are already at one of those ranks, your Builder 1000, maybe a silver, maybe you should set your eyes on platinum. Maybe you should set your eyes on emerald, get into the leadership bonus pools. I got to tell you, it's a really cool thing to know that in addition to my checks from Zija, I'm qualified for the emerald pool, the diamond pool. This is a percentage of global sales. So, I may not have anybody in, I don't know, Tasmania or someplace like that, but anybody that's producing in Tasmania is creating volume that I get a percentage of that through the emerald pool called Leadership Check Match, or the diamond pool. And so whatever it is that you want to accomplish, set the goal first. Now, once you know what the goal is, let's say it's bronze, you're a brand new distributor, you want to be bronze in 60 days. Step one, set the goal. Step two, understand how to get there. What does it take to become a bronze? Well, it's going to take 1,500 PV volume in each of your two legs and one Builder 500 distributor somewhere within your personal enrollment tree. Now, we're not going to go through the comp plan, okay? Quite frankly, I've got diamonds in my business that still don't understand the comp plan. So don't worry about that. Get a hold of one of your uplines so they can show you how to accomplish that. It isn't so much, having all the details. The person that knows the compensation plan the best is somebody at corporate, and they don't make what we make in the field. Okay, so don't get too hung up on that, but understand you're going to need 1,500 PV in each of your two legs, and you're going to need to have one Builder 500. And all you got to do is do that one cycle, 1 week, and you are a bronze. Now, how do you do that? This is really a lot of fun. Get 2 people into your organization. Get your first 2. And help those first 2 people get to Builder 1,000. Now, what do you need to be a Builder 1,000? Very simple. You need to have 1,000 PV in each of your 2 legs. So if you develop 2 people, one on each side of your organization, that you help them rank advance to Builder 1,000, you will automatically become a bronze. Automatically. It's not about you, it's about being a leader and helping to develop others. Now, how do you help somebody become a Builder 1,000? Very simple. They have to have 1,000 PV points in each of their 2 legs, and that's as simple as helping them get 2 people and helping those 2 people achieve Builder 500. By definition, if you're helping your new person get to their goal, and to do that, you must help their person, the second level people and the third level people. If you're building from the bottom up, it is automatic, it is inevitable that you will achieve your rank. And so the rank of being a bronze isn't about you going out and finding 30 or 50 or 100 customers. It's about finding 2 people like yourself that want more out of life, want to create some additional income, want to have more time freedom, more fun, and then helping those people accomplish their goals. Any significant high-ranking individual within our company or any other network marketing company, anybody that has achieved success has understood it's not about me. It's about helping others achieve their goals and working in depth. So we covered quite a bit this morning. Okay, we talked about the network marketing calendar, the ebbs and flows of volume throughout the year. We talked about how if you walk into the beginning of the year with momentum, you can literally double, maybe even triple what you can accomplish all year long. And just the next, what is today? The 4th, the next 55 or 56 days of activity, let's call it 56 days, and I'll give you 2 days off. 1 for Thanksgiving, 1 for Christmas. And I have to tell you, folks, even on those days, you're going to be seeing people. This is why this can be, if you retain high-level focus, this can be one of the best times of the year to build a network marketing business, because over the next 50 to 60 days, you will be in touch with or meeting or seeing people that you may not get in touch with or meet or see for another year. That's just the nature of the holidays. You're going to be reaching out to people. They're going to be reaching out to you. You're going to be seeing them at, family parties, office parties, Thanksgiving dinner, what have you, traveling to see family for Christmas. This can be one of the greatest times of the year for your network marketing business if you're willing to engage, if you set up a daily method of operation, if you're willing to stay consistent day in and day out. Now, I've used that term daily method of operation a couple times, DMO. If you're brand new to this environment for training, I want you to again go to my YouTube channel, look for the I think it's like an 8 or 9 minute video I did on how to set up your daily method of operation. It's going to be incredibly powerful for you. What's really kind of interesting, and I hate to admit this isn't brain surgery, folks. There's not a lot to what we do. That's the good news and that's the bad news. Good news is it's a pretty simple business. Bad news is it's a pretty simple business. If you don't focus on the handful of simple things that we need to do in our business, you'll end up being one of those people that a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now will be saying, yeah, I got started with that company a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and I have no idea how people that started the same time as me have now earned $1 million with Zija, because they're no brighter than I am. They're not willing to work harder than me. It's just a few simple things. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and we'll take a minute here, see if I got any questions. Let's see, Fernando. Let's see, sure has. Thanks for sharing, Fred. Well, you're quite welcome. And Amy McKenzie, yes, I did. Thank you, Fred. Well, if it helps, Amy, I didn't realize you were on when I was saying those nice things. I tend not to blow a lot of smoke. And so anyway, I appreciate everything you're doing. Congratulations, Amy. You've had some significant rank advancements in your organization this past week. Oh, I see Daniel DeBoard. Congratulations to you, my dear. You ranked advanced, and forgive me, I don't recall. I think it was Builder 1000. You can chat. Use that chat feature. I think there's a Q&A button as well. I'm going to go ahead and hang on here for a couple of minutes. If you got questions, folks, please take this opportunity. This is one of the best ways that I can communicate with you individually in the field. In case there's some concerns, all I'm going to do is look at your question. I don't even have to use your name. I'm not going to pull I had this question from somebody. When I say, oh, I see, Mary Lou, I see, Jennifer, what have you. It doesn't mean I can see you, folks. You're on a webinar. This is a view-only situation for you. I simply see your name. Okay, so you don't have to have the camera, the phone turned around. You don't have to worry about what your makeup looks like, ladies or fellas. I'm from California, so you got to cut me a little slack there. All right, I'm still looking. Let's see, information session. Hope to get started. Informative session. Very good. Dwight, I don't have a last name on you, but I will tell you this. One of the hallmarks, one of the keys to success in our business, and it doesn't make any difference whether you're brand new to network marketing or whether you're a seasoned professional like I was when I first joined Zija. I was already $1 million earner before I joined Zija. It makes no difference what your level of success or experience is. Don't do this by yourself. So Dwight, get a hold of your upline. If your upline's new, keep going on upline till you find somebody who has a story and is actively engaged, and work with somebody else. Don't do it by yourself. All right, let's see. Militia, how do you suggest stocking for immediate product distribution, Smart Bix plus Premium Tea? Oh, that's a great question. Folks, when I first started, I didn't do a lot of business local. I was focused more on out of the area. There is an advantage to being able to have product on hand for sampling purposes. And here's another example. Let's say you got somebody that maybe you gave them, the 4-day weight loss sampler pack. Give them 4 days of Super Mix, 2 of the Premium Tea, maybe a couple of the daily tea. One of the thermogenic products like the XM Burn or what have you. Give them 4 days. Here's the real key, folks. I'm going to give you this one right now for free. Follow up, follow up, follow up. When I first started my first multi-level company, it was a nutrition company. They focused on weight loss. They taught us this. This has been a key to why I've been able to retain customers for years. Okay, I have a lot of retail customers and they've been with me for, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. It's all about follow-up. Day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 21. Okay, when you put somebody on the product, don't assume they're going to be like you and use the product and be consistent. Okay, I always start people out with telling them what to do to use the product to the best practices. And then the very first day that they're on the product, I call them up. Day 1 follow-up. Here's my standard line. How are you enjoying the product? Okay, I'm very positive. How are you enjoying the product? And you're going to get, 1 or 2 responses. Oh, it was pretty good, tastes good, got no problems. Or, it was okay, but and then there's going to be a concern, an objection, an obstacle. It was a little hard to drink, all that water first thing in the morning. Made me feel a little nauseous, whatever. Okay, no matter what the concern or objection is, your standard response is, that's great, I can help you with that. That's great, I can help you with that. And let's say they're just not somebody that drinks 18, 20 ounces of water first thing in the morning when they get up. Teach them how to cut it in half. Drink half of it in the morning, drink the other half, midday. And then follow up again. Day 1, day 3, day 7. And each time I call, it's how are you enjoying the product? Now, what I'm looking for is some kind of positive response. Maybe day 3, day 7, they may say, now, I don't know if it's the ZJ, but I think I've been sleeping a little bit better at night. That's great. That's one of the first things I noticed. I don't know if it's the ZJ or not, but it seems like, I got a little more energy in the afternoon. I don't need to drink that extra Red Bull or that extra cup of coffee or go for that candy bar. That's great. That's one of the first things I noticed too. See, what we're trying to do is we're trying to elicit from our customers their awareness of the subtle things that are happening because they're getting good nutrition in their body. Celebrate with them. Day 7, Fred, I'm excited. I felt good all week. I've lost 3 pounds. Woohoo! Congratulations. That's awesome. See, this will be the first time they've lost 3 pounds without having to diet, without having to sacrifice, without having feeling hungry, without all the things that are associated with dieting. So day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14. Now, incidentally, if you have any problems during that time, start the cycle over again. If on day 3 they're saying, well, I'm feeling whatever, okay, then start, give them a suggestion, let them know that that's not uncommon. We'll get through this. Maybe adjust, how they're drinking the product. Maybe back off from the tea for another day, whatever, and then start the cycle again. Day 1, day 3, day 7. If you're willing to put the energy in to making sure that your customer gets good product results, read. If you're willing to demonstrate you care more about your customer's success than you care about the money you're making, you will have a customer for life. Number 2, as you get close to the end of that period of time, you want to make sure that they're comfortable staying on their auto ship. You want to have that next month, because we all know that every month that goes by, you start to feel better and better on Moringa. You will not only get a satisfied customer by demonstrating you care more about their results than the money you're making, you will be able to ask for and receive referrals. And you have an opportunity at that point in time to say, listen, Mary Lou, I appreciate you giving me the names of, 3 of your friends. I don't know if you'd be interested. I'll take care of your friends. I'm going to make sure they get great results, as I've showed you already that I really want to see results regardless of income. But you might want to become a distributor, and you could make some money as well. See, you might even get a distributor from that. Put your energy into your customer and your new distributor in the beginning. Put most of the energy in the beginning. You'll develop an environment where you're going to have true long-term, repeat customers, successful distributors, and what have you. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you. Team together, everyone achieves more. Oh, yes. Very good. Team, acronym. Together, everyone achieves more. How do you suggest stocking? I don't know if I answered that question, Militia. I don't carry a large inventory. I don't think it's necessary in our kind of business. I can't, but I use a lot of product. I think it's good to have a little bit of extra product for sampling out. Here's a good example. Let's say you got your neighbor on the product, you've placed the order, the product will be there in a week. You may want to take one box of Super Mix, the 8 servings, hand it to your customer, tell her, listen, I'm going to give you this up front so you can get started right now. I wait for a week for the product to get in from Zija, and you can just replace it when you get your order in. That's an effective thing to do as well. And if I didn't answer your question, reach out to me or ask again. Let's see if I got everything here. Yes. Mo and Melissa, Builder 500. This was actually the couple I was talking about. Let's see. What are we looking like for a session? I think that's it, folks. Well, we're coming up to the top of the hour. I'll give you one last shout out. If there's anybody else that has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them the best of my ability right now. Now, this week, folks, this is cycle 4, period 120. This is a very important time within the period because we're trying to wrap up everything from this period, this 4-week period of time, and then we launch into the beginning of period 121. So this week, some of you are going for 2, 3, or 4-week rank advancements, like for the the emerald, the platinum. Maybe you're finishing up your Ben's qualification, what have you. Want to stay focused, want to stay consistent. This is Saturday morning. We've got the entire cycle to accomplish whatever the goals are. What's the first thing you need to do? Set the goal. What is your 7-day goal? What do you want to accomplish? Yeah, absolutely, Militia. Builder 1000. I don't want to put any pressure on you. I think you can probably go bronze in your 2nd week, but let's do Builder 1000 first, right? If we hit Builder 1000 before the end of the week, I bet you we could get bronze. So, number 1, set the goal. Write it down. Don't put it up here. Write it down. Number 2, identify what you need to accomplish to get there. And then number 3, set the activities up. Do your daily method of operation. Define, if you need to have, 3 more customers, then you have to do the activities. You may have to talk to 4 or 5 or 6 people about the product to get those 3 customers. If you need to have 1 brand new distributor in your left leg to accomplish whatever that goal is, you may have to talk to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever number of people it is to get that 1 new distributor. Define what it is you need to do, then set the activities on your calendar. Folks, if you talk to 1 person a week, but you wanted 4 customers this week, you're not going to get it. If you want 4 new customers this week, understand you may have to talk to 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 people. So why not put in your daily method of operation, put it in your calendar. I'm going to talk to 2 people about the product today, 2 people tomorrow, 2 people the next day. And if you do the activities that are required to achieve the goal that you've set and you are consistent, you're going to get it. Okay, that's the magic of this business. There is no magic. You just got to do the deal. So looks like we're getting pretty close to the end of the time here. One last check. Any questions? All right, very good, folks. We're going to go ahead and put a wrap on it. Monday, Millionaires in Training, Facebook and on the conference call with David Moses. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are not listening to what David Moses is sharing, you're missing some of the finest high-level leadership, personal development stuff that exists in the field. Wednesday evening, Health Talks with Pat Anderson. For those of you that aren't plugged into that, get plugged into that. Okay, her website is www.clubmoringa.com. Wednesday evening, it's 6:30 Pacific time. She's going to have some healthcare professional sharing information about the product. It's for your information, but if you want to build a business, have other people on that call. Let them get exposure to that. Thursday evening, Biz Talks with Fred, me. that's a perfect time to expose people to the opportunity. And then we'll go ahead and wrap up the the week on Friday evening. Saturday morning, a week from today, will become the beginning of period 121. Saturday morning, we're going to have our regular new distributor training on Saturday morning. I'm going to follow that up with a short team meeting first Saturday of the period, because I'll just be coming off the Diamond Club call, and I'll give you the updates that we've got going on for that. And then we're going to go 4 more cycles and carry us right through to the beginning of December. What time Monday with David Moses? This number on Zoom. No, Fernando, David Moses is 6:30 Pacific. It's called Millionaires in Training. Probably the most fun way to do it is to like him on or friend him on Facebook, follow him, and he does a Facebook Live presentation at 6:30. And there's also a conference line, which you will see in his post, but you should be connected with David Moses. Hope that helped. And Fernando, if we need more on that, just let me know. All right, very good. Think we got everything? All right, folks, have a great rest of your day. Focus, focus, focus. The next 8 weeks could change your life. I will tell you, this time frame in 2008 changed my life because my income went above 6 figures by simply focusing on the next 8 weeks. It led me up to the beginning of 2009, changed my life. And folks, it's real simple. Whatever you're going to do next year can be enhanced in the next 8 weeks, whatever it is you plan to do next year. So might as well make it happen this year. All right, thanks for joining me. Looking forward to seeing you here on next week's events. This will be I'll throw this up on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel here a little bit later for those of your team members that maybe didn't get a chance to see it, or if you want to review it, you'll be able to see it then. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.